Hello traders, Day Trader Matt here, EminiTradingPit.com, and I wanted to go over the trading room for today and yesterday, do a little comparison, and talk a little bit about why waiting on your setup is more important than trading a lot. So that quality over quantity thing that I've been talking about seems like forever, but I made these spreadsheets or a notepad that have what we did on the day. So yesterday we had a stop out, a no fill, and then we had a pretty decent trade. So I want to get into that and show what that actually was. So when we started the day, actually I need to come out a little bit more. All right, that makes sense. All right, so when we started the day, I was watching price and I was watching it with yesterday, watching to see where we were going. And I was like, okay, well, this action looks decent. I'm going to try to grab a long. Hindsight, obviously, that was a terrible idea, but that's what we do as traders. We have to pick and pry and figure out where we want. Uh, I Ideally, I probably should have just waited for a little bit of time to pass, but sometimes I see an opportunity and I want to jump on it, and it just turned out that this one was the opposite of an opportunity. So I wanted to get long right around this area here. I threw a long in at 26, and you can see pretty quickly I got stopped out on that. So sometimes that happens, and this was one of them. Then I watched price a little bit, came down, it did come back up, chopped around a little bit. As it came down here, I had a long right down here at 15, and that's why I have it NF there. It was a no fill. And it's important to show no fills just because it happened. So at 15 right here, I didn't get filled. I think this low is at like 15 half. Yeah, 15 half, so half a point away, which it needs to trade through it. So 3/4 of a point or 3 ticks, whatever you want to call it. That did actually go up pretty nicely. Came back down, and I just kind of wanted to watch it a little bit. Afterwards, it did come down a little more. It chopped around a little bit. Then it started to move up, and as it came back down, I decided I wanted to be long. I threw in a long at 20 half. The low of this candle was at 20 even. So ended up getting long, ended up getting first target hit, and then price actually started running a little bit. And I just kind of moved my stop up as price went in my favor and got stopped out up here at 57. Which is right over here. On a smaller chart, this is a 1 minute right here, but on a smaller time chart, I did have a little bit of a low here with a new high, and I kind of wanted, at that point, it's ran so much, I wanted to kind of protect myself. Hindsight, it looks pretty darn good. We got stopped out right here, and then it did actually run up a little bit more, only to start to move lower, and that move actually did turn into something larger. So that's what we did yesterday. It was pretty good. Started the day with a stop out, and then seconded it with a no fill, and then just kind of waited from there and found this trade. Not getting filled. Subconsciously, people would rather get a stop out than a no fill. So a lot of times a no fill will really weigh on your psyche a little bit. So I thought this was a good day to kind of highlight, talk about, and then I want to talk about today. Today was actually pretty fantastic. It is 12:09 that I'm recording this. We did close a little bit early today, but not like a lot early. It was like 11:30-ish, something like that. So anyway, let me bring over the notepad here. And this is what we did. And the reason that I really do like these notepads, I can just save them, and that tells me exactly what I did. And then when I come back, like an hour, 3 hours, 5 hours later, I can look at what I did, and then I can go over what I can go over my trading journal and see what actually happened. So it's good for me because then I can just look at it, and then I have my trading journal with the different tags and stuff I can search. So a lot of fun there, but different topic. So today we took 1, 2, 3, 4 trades, whereas yesterday we did 2 trades and a no-fill. So I try to stick around 2 to 4 trades. That's kind of my sweet spot. Over 4 trades, usually it means the day's going well. Under 2 trades, it just means the day isn't really to my liking. And sometimes those are all no-fills. Sometimes I just have 2, 3 no-fills, but that's kind of rare. But anyway, let's get into today. So today, market opened, and it was a little bit erratic, a little choppy, and I just kind of waited on things a little bit. Price did start to move up here pretty nicely, and I ended up getting long at 47.5, which is right in here. I ended up getting long at 47.5, and then it did actually work out in my favor a little bit, which is nice. So got long at 47.5, had my stop down, moved it up when my first target got hit, and kind of just waited on it. And then once it started to take off and make a new high, I moved my stop up a little from there, and then moved up a little more from there as it started making highs, and then got tagged out right over here at 61. So not a bad first trade. Actually, really good. I was pretty happy with it. Then price came down, chopped around a little bit from there. We actually got short right up at 66, which is right here. And price did actually work in our favor. Got a target of 64, which is our first target. I moved my stop down 1 point and then got tagged out as it came up. Sometimes that happens, and then it came up a little more actually after that. So once that happened, I really just wanted to watch things, and it came down. Ended up grabbing a long at 1036 right over here at 66. And it did actually come up to our first target, and then it rolled right back over and got tagged out for +1 tick on the remainder. As it came down, it did pop back up a little bit, and then it actually started to run a little bit. So that was actually very interesting. I felt like it could do that, but it wasn't something that was really standing out in my mind until it happened. Once it happened, that was actually a lot of fun to witness. Then it kind of chopped around a little bit, came down, came back up. Well, as it came back down over here, I knew I wanted to be long. I was playing right off of this level here and got long at 41.75 half. You can see this candle, the low is actually at 41.75. So it was a decent entry. Ran up, got first target, and then as it started to move up, I started to actually move the stop up. Right when the first target gets hit, I always move my stop up to +1 tick. And then from there, what price does is what I end up doing. So as price moved up, I did move up my stop. And as it came down here, I actually had my stop down here, like right down here. So we stayed in the trade. And as it came up, I decided, okay, well, if this is actually making a new high compared to this one over here, if this is actually making a new high, I want to be in the trade, but I also want to protect myself. I want to move my stop up as it happens, because if it's going to make a new high, it's either going to go much, much higher, or this is going to be the last move. I'm thinking this in my head. So I want to share my thoughts that I had at the time. I moved my stop up to 91, which is right here actually, right at the low of this candle. And price did come up, but then it started to roll over. I got tagged out, totally fine. Yesterday we had 34.5 points, today 38.25. Fantastic. That's very, very happy with those numbers. And then you can see, price has kind of pulled back a little bit more from there. It's actually 12:16 that I'm recording this. We always close the room at or before 12 o'clock. We closed over here actually. So, it is what it is, but it was a lot of fun. I wanted to kind of share today with you guys, talk about what I did. Hopefully I shared enough. Let me know, like, with feedback. Do you want me to go into further explanations? Do you like the videos, whatnot? But anyway, I do this for you guys, so that's why I'm curious to know what the feedback is. So anyway, with that, thanks for watching the video. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you around the markets. Take care.